Is that a third? Okay, this is the third one. I think it's... Yeah, I was focusing on Mousillon. I was hoping to capture it at some point. But now that we know that Bucharest is also allied with the others, I think that the Bucharest front, it also needs a great general. Yeah, we should have great general, at least in every army. And right now our forces are split. I think I was... my intention at that point was to have my major army attack Bucharest because it is closer to the heart, the center of our lands. So these guys recently captured cities from the Bretonians, and now they have a bunch of luxuries, better than me, in fact. But they're losing gold for some reason. Like, what's happening? Maybe it's because of their happiness problems. I don't think happiness affects gold income. Maybe it does. Nah, I don't think they have happiness problems. Okay, now he's still making gold. I think this guy Luan, he just, his economy management, or at least his army management, was terrible. He kept saving gold for some reason. He never really used his gold to do useful things. I think he was buying favor with city-states and all that. For some reason he was playing around with city-states when he could have just built huge armies and steamrolled my empire. Well, thankfully he was quite a bit of a dumbass, actually. I think we should build a cargo ship because it's only going to take one turn, so yeah, let's do that. And the army, I think it's yeah. At this point I was thinking, yeah, it's time to build an army. And it's very cheap to build, yeah, 3 turns for an rifleman, that's actually quite little. You guys can sleep. You're going to be unemployed for now. Just stay back and enjoy the show. Now this city will start building the workboats. I think, yeah, a bunch of workboats. Because there are so many resources that remain unimproved, and it's time to improve them, right? Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5. We already improved the crabs. Now we need workboats. Yeah, 5. There we go. What will we buy here? I think it's time to buy the... what was I thinking? We will gain the harbor for next turn. Okay. There was something I was supposed to buy, I think, but I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, buy some production buildings in that city. Yeah, the island city. I probably should have renamed it or something. Oh, check it out. They these guys, the Khajiit, they also have an island city now, just like mine, and it is surrounded by sea fungus. I'm not sure how practical it is, but hey, my religion is actually spreading really fast towards the west. I mean, it went past the ogre nations, the ogre kingdom, even though they are still also, we are still contested with our religion is locked in conflict with the Bretonian religion over the ogre lands. So the ogre lands are kind of neutral. They don't have any majority religion. Yeah, at this point I decided, hey, it's time to move that day to my main army for the assault on Bucharest. Yeah. And there goes my first artillery. I think it's time to move it towards Bucharest. Yeah, at this point I was, you can see here my mounts. I was moving the cursor. I was worried that the other cities will attack me, but hey, little did I know that they will not be attacking me. The only cities I had to worry about were Bucharest. Yeah, they were allied with the Ogre Kingdom, so I don't have to worry about anyone. Just Bucharest and the Bretonians, and that's it. Yeah, these guys were not allied with anyone, actually. Which is odd. Why did they have to choose Bucharest of all cities? I mean, man. It's the one city that's gonna give me trouble for the rest of the game. 6 trade routes. Okay, we don't have any trade routes with the Khajiit. I think it's time to build one with the Khajiit. Yeah, let's go with that. Which one's gonna be? Riverhold? Probably Riverhold, yeah. If we can send some of our religion there as well. There we go. They're very close to us, actually. They're just across the sea. If we somehow manage to build a navy, I think they're gonna be my next target. Although I think it's a bit too late for that. We're probably gonna focus on land battles at this point. Which, of course, it's gonna undermine our culture. Our culture victory, because we're gonna be forced to focus on the conquest. And furthermore, the Khajiit are gonna be the last nations to not be affected by our tourism. So yeah, it's gonna be a problem. We need to send some kind of spy. We need to send a diplomat there. I think I eventually get down to that. I did send a diplomat eventually, but it's way too late. Way too late in the game for that. I mean, we're at turn 350 right now. I should have done that by like 300. By 300. Turn 300, really. Good, we have city connection. I think I realized... Okay, I haven't realized this yet, but eventually I will be sending like 3 cannons here. 3 artillery. 4 even. Just try to hammer down on Bucharest as much as possible to prevent them from killing any of my troops or even plundering my lands. Oh, we don't have any opera house? Okay. Anyways, the city of Oran will take one more turn just to build the hydro plant, so it's going to be a strong industrial powerhouse. Sure. Although I would rather save that money to buy buildings. Hey, why not? We can make more easily. I would like to go for the new Schwanstein. You can see here railroad technology, the railroad, to allow us to build the new Schwanstein and the Kremlin. Of course, the dwarves are probably going to build the Kremlin before everyone else. It's just, you can see that from miles away. But if I can build the new Schwanstein somehow, especially in Constantine, yeah, if I can build the new Schwanstein in Constantine, which is it's kind of nice because it rhymes. If I can do that, that would make me extremely happy. All right, time to improve the minerals. Yes, send these workboats everywhere. Yeah, Bleed is going to be building a bunch of workboats right now. I have to improve them. So we'll try to help all its cities, its friends nearby. So you can see here the observatories not as useful as they should have been. Maybe it's because I built them a bit too late, or maybe it's because our population is just terrible. I think that's it. I think that's the problem. It's a good time for a hospital. See what the great artist... Who's the great artist that we just acquired? Oh yes, the iron mine plus 2 iron resources. Exactly what I need. We can build 5 only. But hey, it's perfect. 2 more. Because apparently the artillery require iron to build. Believe it or not. So yeah, we're gonna need more iron. And Zeus, of course, because, whoa, our happiness is actually falling rapidly. 12 happiness right now. So if we manage to capture a city, it's gonna reduce our happiness dramatically. I think it's time to buy something here. I could probably buy the factory for like 720. Yeah, 700. There we go. Cheap. Alright, the session is almost over. It's just 1 hour remaining. Exactly 1 hour. I need to sleep, man. I need to still edit this video, put the sound together, and it's such a hassle. I don't have appropriate programs for this. I feel like the programs I currently use are just not good enough. Alright, let's choose a trade route. Yeah, the dwarves are probably the best so far. There goes another workboat. Let's lock this one down. Frederick Remington. A Dash for the Timber by Frederick Remington. Are these cowboys or is this Australia? I don't know. Could be Australia. I should probably Wikipedia that. Dash for the timber. Doesn't sound familiar. I think we have two third era. Yeah, we have third era. There we go. We have 3 actually. Okay, we're gonna focus on Algiers for the time being. We're gonna move this one up to Algiers because yes, it will give us +1 culture. Apparently, it does make a difference where you put your. Depending on where you put your great works, you can actually make more culture if you place them in cities with already high culture, because there's like the percentage modifiers you acquire from the policies. They can actually affect your total culture in each city. The more focused, the more if you try to specialize your cities, it will actually make them better. Although I'm still not particularly good at that. Yes, the iron mine is just excellent. Because right now we can build only 1 more artillery, which is not nearly enough. Yeah, and there's going to be a rifleman next turn. Good. We need more riflemen. Man, they could just keep plundering trade routes. What the hell? Just stop. We need that gold. There we go. And because we have built the armory, it will allow us to get 2 promotions. They already have drill too. I think because I have some kind of wonder inside, yeah. So do we get shock or do we get drill? I think drill at this point is better because there's plenty of hills everywhere. I usually like to go for cover because it will reduce the range attack. I'm not sure if the city attack is considered a ranged attack or not. It should be. I mean, it makes sense, right? If that's the case, then cover is actually the better promotion. It's pretty much better than all the others because it will make you better when attacking cities. And for the rest of this game, we're most likely going to be attacking cities more than units. I mean, our current enemies, they don't have a lot of units. They mostly have cities. And we can easily destroy their units using our great generals, and if you can build a castle and stuff like that, yeah, we'll be fine. I think the forge is probably the better option at this point. But yeah, of course, Colosseum. We're gonna try to control our happiness because our cities are finally growing fast at this point. Maybe we should be able to build the what's it called? The Circus Maximus? Yeah. Johann Strauss II, you're gonna have to wait for a while. Fortunately. Alright, so now this artillery is perfectly positioned to attack Bucharest. We need 2 more. The Ogre Kingdoms are now friends with who? I wasn't paying attention. I think they're friends with the Empire. Louan has made peace with the Akavir. Okay. Alright. We can steal that. Even though we're about to discover it, it's likely gonna take us 3 turns to discover that anyway. Nevertheless, we made it to the next era, which is good. We now have another spy. We should probably use that as a diplomat instead. We have 204 technologies. 188, 208. So the ogres are still better than me. 200 from these guys. The dwarves 224, which is insane. And all the others are pretty much the same as me. So yeah. Again, we're still going to continue spying on the ogres and the dwarves. We should probably send a diplomat somewhere. You know what? I think what I did at this point is I tried sending a spy to one of their non-capital cities to see how long it could take to to steal something from them. If it was a reasonable number, I would keep him. I would keep the spy there. If not, I would turn him into a diplomat and send him to the Khajiit instead. Okay, repeal the arts funding. I think I would like to reject that. I would like to stay with arts funding. If it's possible to sabotage the science victory, that would be better, because I am doing terribly at science right now. So yeah, let's do that. And I don't care about the banned luxury tea. Who cares about tea, right? We don't have tea anyways. Let the other nations suffer for it. Yeah, our people can drink coffee, but not tea. I mean, it means we can start a Starbucks franchise in our empire, but we can't start a tea franchise. We can't. We don't have Lipton. We don't have access to Lipton, which is a very popular brand of tea in the Middle East. I'm not sure if it's popular elsewhere though. Is it popular in the United States? I think, I don't know. Lipton, it's called. Which sounds a lot like lepton, which is a subatomic particle, by the way. Alright, more minerals. It's not going to be very useful when it comes to exchanging with other nations, because I'm pretty sure everyone else has a mineral. Minerals are quite common as a luxury resource. Pretty much everyone has access to them. And that's why the... again, the Alpha Centauri mod, it kind of breaks the happiness mechanic, because it pretty much gives you an overabundance of minerals. If everyone has access to it, then what's the point of it being called a luxury? It's not a luxury anymore, it's pretty much a very common resource. Luxuries are supposed to be rare and varied. There's supposed to be a large variety of them, there's supposed to be very few of each. Yeah. That's how it goes. Good, arts funding failed, and we actually participated in its failure. So the dwarves are gonna be slightly upset with that. But the teas have been banned, and we're receiving, we now have 10 happiness only, which is a cause for concern. It means we can't capture any more cities until we actually fix the happiness problem. Hopefully it's not gonna be too bad, because we are building a bunch of colosseums. Alright, so the first artillery is in place for the attack of Bucharest. We do need a couple of riflemen there. There we go. I think we should send the other general here. Yeah, 2 generals still better than 1, because this is not the main army. Yeah, you see that the great general is moving there already. Good. Because after all, the guys in this area, they're going to be mostly on the defensive. They're not going to be actually attacking Mousillon. You can attack them later. Oh crap, he built the Broadway. God damn it. Well, we still have, we can still build the Sydney Opera House, I guess. Carve friends. Okay, so when the Khajiit are starting to go warmonger, yeah, there's gonna be some serious world war here. We're gonna jump in. But unlike the other nations, I will not be... Okay, the Khajiit actually went for freedom, oddly enough. So yeah, unlike the other nations, I will not be picking on too many enemies. I will be more selective with our war declarations. Right now, every other nation has like 2 enemies at the same time, which is just crazy. We need to maintain our trade-off relations. That's the thing. Yeah, I think 2 riflemen should be enough to defend that city. Alright, send the... Prove this one. There we go. We have even another mineral. Let's see. Wow, I was quite confused. I had no idea what to build. And think about it, it's kind of confusing, really. The hospital would be nice, but I think at this point we should focus on military improvement, yeah. Produce a cannon, I think. An artillery would be nice at this point. Hell, even a zoo would be useful. Fish hatchery? Well, okay, yes, we do have a lot of coastal tiles, I guess, which is fine. Maybe I was thinking along the lines of, you know, make your city grow so you can build more, you can use more specialists. But yeah, at this point it's kind of redundant. Why would I do that? Aquifer, gold plant. The aquifer is actually pretty useful. You could go for the aquifer. Because it will give you +1 food from all desert tiles. And this is a desert city. And it's been suffering from food problems from the beginning. Granary, there we go. Of course. Colosseum, there we go. Good. Now here's the big decision. I would like to keep the dwarves in control of the council, but so far they've been making some really stupid proposals. But really, they're the only people who are being friendly to us. So if we give them control of the council, if they stay in control, it's gonna make our lives easier, because it means they are more likely to propose the world ideology order, which will give us a huge advantage. It will give us all a huge advantage against the other nations. Or at least it will give them a harder time. The other nations will give them a harder time when, you know, with tourism. It will make our tourism more effective against them, stuff like that. So yeah, that's actually quite nice. We voted for them, and furthermore, it will improve our relations with them, right? It's nice to have someone on your side. More for the trade routes being taken away. I would have thought that the city will try to acquire the mineral tile, but for some reason it's going for the sea fungus. Yeah, why am I not building more troops? It's quite a mistake. Good, the dwarves are host now. Again. Yeah, I probably should move the Grey General there. What am I doing? Whoa, they now have Great War Infantry. Does that mean we need to upgrade our riflemen? I don't think we need to upgrade them. We have great generals. I think we should be able to overcome their advantage. Alright. Landmark improvement, of course. So we gotta get a significant culture boost. At least here in Jelfa. And eventually, once we build the hotels, yeah, it's gotta be quite useful. So you can see I pretty much built all of the essential science buildings. Did I build the public schools? I don't think I have yet. Oh yes, I did. I built a public school in most cities, but oddly enough, our science is not good enough yet. Maybe it's because of the population. Yeah. Well, it's quite obvious. You go for the fish hatchery. Yeah. Or electric grid. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. 10% food and 1 production for every citizens. Yeah, that's a very self-serving kind of upgrade. Or self-reinforcing upgrade. That's what we're going for. It will make the city grow, and as the more it grows, the more production it gets. So yeah, it's actually pretty good. So now all the city-states have 71, 72. Yeah, they're happy because I made them. So they're annoyed that we participated in the failure of their earlier proposal, but they're happy that we actually supported them in the Elder Council leadership. That's just fine. It's usual politics there. So they'll be happy to overlook our slight offense there. Anyways, so the city-states are actually getting tougher. 71 defense points. Yeah, they're in the 70s. But you know, the Bretonians are still weaker than the city-states. Which is unusual, considering that the Bretonians have been empowering the city-states. Yeah, actually, that's not quite unusual. The Bretonians have been giving city-states a lot of money. Thorgrim is plotting against Loire, but so are we. That's the point. So the dwarves are plotting against this guy. They're gonna declare war on him anyway, whether I propose it or not. And you know, at this point, I decided not to propose anything anymore. Just, you know, let things happen, let things unfold by themselves. We don't even have to try to incite other nations to go to war, which is something I usually like to do. You can look forward to a war with the ogres towards the end game. Now, hey, there's a city we can. There's a location we can actually found a city in. It's a bit far, but hey, it's an empty location. Although, at this point, we're not even gonna be thinking about building new cities until we take care of the happiness situation. I think it's about time the Colosseums kick in. So yeah, this is the point in which I actually noticed that the Bretonians have lost their cities to the Empire. Now they only have 2 cities left. Oh man, I'm really tempted to actually capture this. How awesome would that be? We gain a bunch of luxuries in our lands. And then we will just move on to capture the other city. Yeah, if it would be awesome if we can actually attack the ogres. That would be amazing. Atmora. They're allied with the dwarves, oddly enough. Worker? No, I'm not gonna build a worker. What's the point? I think it's time for some military units. It would be nice to build an artillery here, I guess. We can reinforce the assault on Bucharest from the from the east, from the west. Sorry, yeah, that's the eastern side. Yeah, if we place one artillery here, it's gonna reach Bucharest. One problem though is that it won't have vision of the area. We need one here to actually maintain vision. A hospital would be nice. Oh yeah, I went with a zoo because I want to control the happiness situation, of course. And an iron mine, which is not bad. We don't need too many iron mines. I think 2 iron mines is more than enough. If we want to build more navy units at some point, yes, the iron is actually quite useful for that. I think building a battleship requires iron. Oh yeah, I just bought the missionary because I want to convert this city a little bit faster. I don't think it does have a few followers of our religion already, but they're just not being converted fast enough. I want to move things a little bit faster. Should we have the military academy? I don't think so. Yeah, this is the point where I realized my mistake. That, hey, we have plenty of iron, we should build more artillery. Let's go with it. There. So we have 2 artilleries being built. 1 more rifleman. I think once we have that rifleman, we should be able to assault this area right away. Nine turns to build the observatory. What the hell? Can't we do something about this? We should probably buy the electric grid. Oh, I should have bought the electric grid. Come on. Yeah. No, not the aquifer. Electric grid. It's just down there. I mean, yes, it's tempting to go for... Okay, fine. Yeah. You know what? Food bonuses, why not? They're all good. Because, you know, these desert cities, they are suffering from some food problems. So we might as well, you know, build them. Build the food buildings. Dolgrim has made peace with Fort Dawnguard. Okay. Wow, these turn processing times are a bit too long. So we have reached the deadline, which is turn 360, and we have actually passed it. At this point, I was saying that, hey, I promised myself that I would declare war on the Bretonians by turn 360. But don't worry, it doesn't take too long. I think it's it goes all the way up to like turn 367, and at that point we actually did manage to declare war. Yeah. Again, it's too late. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. But then again, given how badly the game was going, and how badly planned it was on my side. I mean, I can allow myself an excuse. I like this picture actually. He's carrying like this huge ogre head. In a very intimidating manner. It's supposed to be an empire. He's quite pissed off, and as you can see from his expression there. So now this Quenelle is oh yeah, I just noticed that Kiev has previously Kiev has been captured by the ogres. So we can look forward to actually liberating that city eventually. Although ironically, we might actually end up capturing Bucharest at the same time. So yeah, we're not supposed to be the good guys here. We're actually being quite bad. We were harassing the Bretonians when we captured all their prophets and all that. I think we captured like 3 prophets from them. It was amazing. And we managed to build like 2 holy sites with 2 of their prophets. It was crazy. Oh come on, where are the opera houses? There should be an opera house around here somewhere. I think we managed to build one in the western city. Am I gonna buy a great general? What am I trying to do here? I don't think it's worth it. We don't need any other great generals. And I was tempted to actually buy one and just go out there and capture all the lands from the other nations, just grab some land from them using great generals, which is not really a good idea. We don't need to. We could just turtle our way to victory, or it's not going to be a resounding victory by all means. It's just going to be a minor victory at best. Just something to keep the people satisfied, to keep the morale up. Missionary. Alright, it's time to convert the city. There we go. We're gonna buy a bunch of faith buildings. Just watch, check out the tourism. See, there's 62, 64. There we go. So we just gained 2 extra tourism. We're currently influential over chaos. And we're doing pretty well against the others. We're mostly halfway with the other nations. Okay, there's no way we're gonna be able to win the cultural victory. I'm pretty sure you can all tell, unless we do something really drastic, something extreme. Yeah, it's taking 78 turns to steal technology from the dwarves. I don't think it's paying off. I mean, by the time we get to 78, the game is probably over. They just win the science victory right away. So I think it's time to send a diplomat to elsewhere. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. I should probably also send a diplomat to the ogres. Although we do have a spy there. But yeah, if we can send a diplomat to the ogres, it would he would spread the propaganda, increase our tourism there. I think it will reduce the time in which their people will be in rebellion or in resistance. I'm not sure. I think that's how it works. The more influence you have over them, the less resistance there will be. I mean, it makes sense, right? It means they're more willing to join you. Okay, we have another rifleman. And there's 2 artilleries being built. Lovely. So now we have this missionary here who pretty much has nothing to do. We could go ahead and try to convert this city. I don't think it's going to be strong enough to do it, but I mean, it's worth a try. I think, yeah, we're going to be fighting over rough terrain. Let's go with that. We still have crossbowmen. We're in the industrial area and we're still using crossbowmen. We're going to have to swap these 2 together, so yeah. We're going to keep the pikemen inside the city and the other guys are just going to... Yeah, I think the Gatling gun is better in order to counter the Great War infantry. Oh man, how... Is there any way we can improve our science income without... any way that doesn't involve growing our cities with food and that's it? Because frankly, I would rather focus on, trade routes and tourism at this point. I think it's too late for the food game, right? The food trade routes, I think it's too late for that. Alright, swap your position with the pikemen. There we go. You guys can take a break. You guys can stay as a garrison. Make sure we gain happiness from the cities. There we go. From the policies, the honor policy. Alright, now we're just waiting for the artillery. 3 more turns until we declare war. We're going to declare war on turn 367. Come on. Good. And here comes the great general.